Let's talk about PT05. This is PT programs. A great session. It's a real highlight of the course for a lot of the friends because here we get introduced to some brand new training modalities that they may never have seen before. In this session, we explore kettlebell training and we also explore suspension training. Now, these modalities are going to be brand new for some friends. It'll be upbeat and exciting for them. Key point, it's a taster session for these modalities. It's a taster session. So we keep it pretty basic, the things that they do. The other key thing that comes out of this session is that this session is where they get the idea of writing 30-minute PT programs. And that's going to be very important for them because these 30-minute programs are going to be appearing in their challenges further down the track. So both things are going to be worked out in this session. In the first half of the session, they've got their demonstration and then practice on kettlebells, on suspension training, and also on some of the logbook exercises that they went through in PT3. Now, to set it up well, the friends will be pretty pumped to get into this stuff. Do it so you've got one station on suspension training, then go to a station doing some things that they've done before, such as, say, some band work and some step box work, then make the next one the kettlebell station. And then the final one, they may go through some other things as well. So it allows you to have a split between those two key areas. And that way the friends will stay enthusiastic across the entire session. When you demonstrate the exercises, have a good look at the plan for this session. The delivery plan will give you some guidance on what you should be teaching them. Please make sure that you only teach what's in the delivery plan. They're basic exercises for a reason. Even if you're experienced, do not succumb to the temptation of grandstanding advanced exercises. It's unfair to the friends and it diminishes the important link between us and our career partners who run the courses for these. So if friends want to take it further, this is a taster session for them and they can then get into that by doing a crank it course or by doing a kettlebell course. Very important. So if we check out the practical on balls, bands, suspenders and boxes, we can see that the program's going to go like this. So if you check your screen, we've got the suspension training, and on that you'll set it up with 3 crank-it suspension systems with a push exercise, a pull exercise and a lunge exercise. For the balls, set it up with, say, hamstring curls, push-ups, and 1 or 2 other exercises that they've been through in logbook. Have 3 to 4 balls there for them to use. That way the friends can work in pairs. Just like PT3, they're playing with the exercises. It's an experiential session. Station 3 is kettlebells. With the kettlebells, again, we're keeping it simple. Have a couple of sets of kettlebells there, and the friends will work through a double swing, a single swing, and a pull to press. Again, they'll be taking turns with this. The last station is working with bands. So in the band component here, they'll be doing a seated row with a lunge, wood chop, and chest press variations. And just like yesterday, it's working through the exercises so they can get familiar with them. Give the friends 15 minutes on each station, and like any group work that you go through, have a break in between each 15 minutes where for 30 seconds you give them a quick spiel on what's expected, what they go to next, and that'll settle the groups down so they've got the main points of what to do. The second half of the PT program section has a look at the actual programming. In this part, it's important that the friends get an idea in programming of how to program supersets, how to reflect intensity with that, and how to balance out a program to give good coverage, key point, across a variety of different goals. Friends should get familiar with the card and what it's going to look like, and friends should be encouraged to practice, practice, practice in the coming weeks. Now, there will be a virtual classroom on programming that will assist them with that as well. Importantly, plant the seed that the more programs they write, the better they'll get at this, and this will reflect in what they're going to need to do in their upcoming challenges. The last part of this session has a look at overload techniques. This is a pretty fun prac. The friends are going to get nice and fried in this prac, and you're going to set it up in a way where they get exposure to 4 different methods of overload, with a debrief at the end on how these may look in a PT program with a client who's a little bit more advanced. Let's have a look at how that'd work in the gym. For the overload prac, you're going to make sure that you've got a pretty pumped up session going, so crank the music, get the area set out so you've got maximum activity. Very important, maximum activity. Now, the way you'd run it, there's roughly, say, 5 minutes up to 7 minutes for each station. The friends need to unleash the fury on each station because it's cranked up high intensity training. Station 1, look at tricep torturers. With this, you're looking at drop sets on a tricep push down to absolute and utter failure. Station 2, the wobbly boot. With this one, get them to go through deep, slow, time under tension body weight squats. 10-second down, 10-second up phases should do the trick. Station 3, deltoid detonators. And on this, you're doing supersets. Friends need to get an idea of how supersets look and what they feel like. So we're looking at this one at lat raise to shoulder press, and do it in supersets of, say, 3 supersets in a row with 10 seconds recovery in between. One person acts as the PT, encouraging their client. The other acts as the client, who goes through the superset. The last one, bicep blasts. So on this one, you're looking at bicep curls, 5 to 7 rep max weight, and they're doing here 5-second down phase, eccentric negative repetitions. So the PT goes into a PT skill here of working the concentric phase. They help on the way up and the client lowers it on the way down. So it is a high power session, very high intensity, lots of activity, and the whole idea is for the friends to feel really heavy fatigue with some good simple methods that they can use later on.